Hey guys, so happy Halloween. It's October 31st here in Central PA. Beautiful day here in Central Pennsylvania. About 70 degrees. Excuse me. I'm still trying to get over this cold. Try to, when I talk to these videos, have something positive to share with you, or a story, or some kind of lesson to be taught in there. And it's funny how so many things happen all within kind of the last hour. But I want to share them with you. So first of all, before I go into that, if there's anybody that's following or listening from the Central PA area, I was contacted by WGAL News, who is a television news station here that's covered me before my journey, one time in the middle of the journey, and then now they contacted me today. They like to do a follow-up. So Danielle, the reporter, is dealing with the producers at 3:30. She'll let me know. So there's a possibility I'll let you know I may be on the news with a follow-up tonight, possibly. But a busy day, not sleeping for worth a whole lot, but with the 70-degree weather, I was able to cut my knee-high grass and get that done today. Get some things done with the book. My neighbor had a ton of groceries for me she wanted to hand to me and give me. So I've got some groceries at home now. I didn't have to go shopping, so much thanks to Miss Pat. I'm up here at UPS. I was running up to UPS to drop off a journey friend, and more than just a friend, Jim from Hobart, Indiana, had gotten me for peace of mind, also this tracker, so people could track me on my journey, and I had this SOS button as I got through some rougher areas in case it needed it. There was a satellite beacon that would come down, but I had to return that. So special thanks to Jim, and in particular special thanks to Outdoor Equipment Rentals. They're out in New York, but it's really that simple, guys. They have GoPros, they have these trackers. They sent me it in the box. I picked it up. I mailed it to my home, or they mailed it to the address I was at, which was a campground in that was in New Mexico, I think. Yep, Grants, New Mexico. And no, it wasn't. That one was in Tucumcari, New Mexico. They sent that to. I'm sorry. But they give you a return box, the return label. You just done with it, slap it on, and send it back off. I mean, so the fact that they're out of state, it's probably less inconvenience. You don't have to go pick anything up. They mail it right to your home. So Outdoor Equipment Rentals, I think it's oerentals.com, out in New York, has just been fantastic to me in the journey. So thank you guys, I appreciate that. But it's funny. So today, getting the kids, got to get the kids ready for Halloween and getting them dinner. Their mom's coming home, and I'll be getting them off the bus here shortly. And a lot going on, like every day has been so far. But there was a story I wanted to call out, and I was going to call it out for the same reason I'm going to talk about these other things. But it just struck me as something that I thought was brilliant about what the journey is. So all within about the last hour, let me kind of tell you a little bit and just share a story as to what happened. And hopefully the Pay It Forward movement, the planting seeds, as Pastor Fred Staten out of Columbia City, Indiana, had discussed with me, takes hold. So early in the day, I read this story about this young server, I believe it was on an Olive Garden in Akron, Ohio, and he was taking care of a family on a Friday night, and 4 kids, and 4 kids out to dinner. If you're a parent, you know what that's like. And he said I would try to chat the kids up to give the parents a little bit of a break. And he saw, much like the bracelets I'm wearing right now, okay, the Amanda Todd bracelet and the Jet Smith bracelet. Young man had a bracelet on that said something like Will Strong or something like that. He asked about it. And this young man was going in for brain surgery to deal with his epileptic seizures. And so certainly that's something to be concerned about and to be impressed with and to care about. But this server, a young man on a Friday night that probably has his own life and his own girlfriend and his own friends and video games and school and whatever he has to get to, he could have let it just die there and got his tip and wished him well. And I don't think the family would have bothered him or minded at all, or thought anything less of him if that's all they did. That would have been plenty. But it turns out that this server took the time to go visit this little fella in the hospital. Now I'm not clear if it was before the surgery, after the surgery, but the simple fact that he did this, again, one human reaching out to another human being is phenomenal. And I don't know, none of us really know at this point in time, how does that extend? How does that extend what does a little boy grow up to be? How does that simple gesture, what does that simple gesture do? When I came back home, right there on my nightstand, I've talked about a book for a lot of years. So I have for a lot of years, but on this particular journey of mine, for a lot of days, spoke about this book called The Right Words at the Right Time. And I'm kind of in my mind taking it a step further right now. Not just the right words at the right time, but the right gesture, the right deed at the right time. How does that, go forward? And we may never know, all right? We may never know. Who knows what that little boy grows up to be? Who knows how meaningful that was to him or to his parents or to a brother or a sister? That this server took time out of his day. And on that note, so here I am driving up to the UPS Center, and I got a lot going on. As I'm going up the hill by my home, I see a woman with a cane and a knee brace on, and a young man, probably about 16, walking up the hill. And, on my journey, so many people reached out to me, and I pulled over and said, hey, where are you guys heading? Can I offer you a ride? She said, we'd appreciate that. So I said, where are you heading? I said, well, we're heading up to the Rudders up the road. So I said, well, I have an appointment to get to, but, I can drop you off at the Rudders. Are you just doing a quick hit and run, or do you have to take care of some business here? Or, because I was thinking maybe I could offer them a ride back if I came back through that way in a little while. And my son said, well, a car ran out of gas down the road. So we're going to look to see if they have a container here. And I said, well, see if they have a container. If not, I have one at my house, but see what they've got, and I'll wait for you. So I filled it up, and a little 1-pound container. So I drove them back to the car, and they didn't know how to use the thing, and quite frankly, I'm not the handiest, so I was getting gas all over me. So eventually I just poured the fuel into the tank, and they tried to start it, and it wasn't starting, but it was kicking over. So I said, I'll tell you what, stay here. I just literally, because I had to fill up my lawnmower this morning, fill up my little 2.5-gallon one. I was just in my car right over here, as a matter of fact. Let me run home. I got that, I brought it back. I filled it up, and they started their car, and off they went. And as I drove away, I'm not looking for any recognition or a pat on the back or anything like that, because this is what I think we should be doing. I'm not saying that you should be pulling over and offering every person that's walking a lift, and there's safety issues. I get that. But clearly here's a woman with a knee brace and a cane on, and a young man, and it didn't matter that they were a different race, it didn't matter that they were a different religion, it didn't matter what political affiliation they had. Just another human needed my help, and I was able to help. And you know what? I hope that it pays forward for them. I hope that that young man maybe someday does something for somebody else. But you know what was great, and I realized for me, and maybe this is something I had to realize as I've heard it on my journey and didn't really process it, was that it did for me. I'm struggling with things right now, getting back in the swing of things. I'm battling this cold, and my asthma's acting up, and I got to run around here and race to get the kids there, and I'm an unemployed author right now, and I, got bills and bill collectors and a ton of things on my mind, and you know what? In that moment, none of that mattered. None of that mattered. And then as I got done with them, and I'm driving up to the UPS building right here, I get an email or Facebook Messenger from a young man, a young father now, that I met probably 6 years ago, and he came on and I came on to kind of mentor him and train him a little bit. And I didn't do much mentoring, but he's giving me credit for that. But I said, hey, I just want to let you know, I know you're real busy and being inundated with things, but I'm real proud of what you did in the journey, and it's a pretty amazing accomplishment, and what you did is what the country needs right now. And again, in one way I was just walking, but you know what? If talking about this stuff we all do, if everybody just thinks for a second and pauses for a second and does just one thing more, that waiter that did for that young man, what will that lead to in the future? What I did for this young man today, what does that lead to in the future? What all of you did for me while I was out on this journey, how does that, when I share those stories with my children, how does that impact that? How is that going to change the world? If it can't change it for the worse. It really can't. I'm not saying that every person is going to go ahead and find the cure for cancer, but good Lord, folks, if we could just be a little more civil to each other, and it dawned on me on the journey when I was thinking about this young family that I helped today, this mother and son, it was funny. Not one person on the journey offered me help contingent upon who I voted for, what religion I am, what football team I like, what college I went to. None of that came into play. I was just another fellow human being in need. It didn't matter if I was praying at a synagogue or if I was praying in a Catholic church or the Methodist church. Didn't matter if I'm a Virginia Tech football fan or an Ohio State football fan or Notre Dame football fan. Didn't matter if I was Republican or Democrat or Libertarian or anything else. None of it mattered, guys. I was just a guy out there walking across the country that needed some help, and people stepped up. And I don't know how many people are following me anymore and watching these videos, but that's all I'm going to ask you to do and challenge you all to do is step up, And the one thing I noticed today, and I've said this along, and I'm going to wrap up today's little video here. People that talked to me during the journey asked me what I thought I saw or what I said. And you may have heard me say in these videos, I really do think that people generally are good and genuinely good. I think what's happened is we're all heroes to that group of 10 or so. Our immediate family and that handful of friends that we would die for. Where I think we failed as a society is we've kind of become indifferent to the people around us, the people waiting in line, the people's cars not starting, the people walking on the highway. And I look just back over here a little bit. I wonder, I don't know the answer, I wonder if before I took this journey 4.5 months ago, I wonder if I would have noticed those people today. Not that I would have said, look at them, maybe my help, I'm too good for them, or I can't be bothered with them. I wonder if I would have even noticed, or if I would have been wrapped up so much in my own world, in my own cell phone calls, on my own worries about what do I got to do today, what do I got to do tomorrow, what's on my plan, when am I getting the kids to see grandma, when am I meeting the teacher, when am I got this work issue, when do I have this interview, when do I have whatever. And I wonder 4 months ago how I would have, if I would have noticed these people walking on the street. I might have seen them out on my periphery, but would I have noticed them? And I think that's my challenge to all of you out there right now, is ask yourself when you go through life right now, when you go through your everyday, we see things on the periphery, but we're so busy, even in our own cars, we're changing a radio station, we're looking at a phone, or we're texting somebody, or we shouldn't be texting and driving, but we're receiving a call and pressing the hands-free button, and we're our minds are focused on the highway in front of us, and we're focused on, well, I got to go for this exit because I got to do 3 things in the next 22 minutes, and that's where I think we've become indifferent to so many others, and so that's the message. And then, somebody asked me this morning what was the greatest highlight of the journey, and I gave them an answer, and I think that's changed just this afternoon. And the greatest highlight of the journey was when people shared stories with me about times when they pointed the thumb when they might not have previously, when they reached out to somebody, and by reaching out, it might have been simply just listening to somebody, when they might not have previously, all because they listened to what I had to say, and again, it's not about me saying, it's just the message. They heard the message, and if we could all spread the message, a person, one a day, once a week, whatever, every little bit's going to help, guys. So that's really it. So the high point for me was getting that messenger from Fan a little while ago that said, hey man, what you did was amazing, and we appreciate it, and it's what we need right now. Guys, I just walked, but if it calls Fan's attention to it, if it calls my attention to it, if it calls this young man's attention to it, when I hear those stories, so let's keep those coming. The website is still up and running, the Facebook page is still up and running, I'm still here, you guys can text me, please share them with me, guys. Let's continue doing what we're doing, all right? I love you all, thanks for following. This is me signing out on Halloween. Have a happy and a safe Halloween. I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.